All right, well, I am back on the trail. It was a nice day. Got all cleaned up. I have stinky shirt, some stinky socks, and then my god-awful shoes that smell a lot like a frat party went bad. Beer vomit. And there's going to be road walks until I get up into up by Blacksmith Bayou. And but they are road walks that are in the trees, so it's nice and shady. A couple hundred yards up ahead, wild turkey crossing with baby turkeys. So I hope this is not a repeat of the turkey attack of lazy days. I really don't know much about it, and I don't have access to the YouTube so that I can sound like I do. But I think that the first 3 or 4 days of the walk, I was letting my feet get too hot. And I was getting these weird red, almost abrasions in several spots. They weren't blisters. And so I covered them with Leuco tape, and maybe I put that picture up here. If I not, then here it is now. Now the Leuco tape I took off this morning and at Scully's, or last night, to see what had happened to these marks. They were all gone. After I'd really Leucoed up my feet, I thought about it a little longer, and I decided I really needed to get them some rest. So about every 2 hours, and I'm about an hour and 45 right now, I stop, take off my stinky boots, and I remove at least one layer of socks so that that my feet can breathe. And I just give them, and I'm only giving them 5 minutes, not much more. Sometimes 10 if I get carried away looking at something else. And since I started doing that, I'm not having those red spots anymore. So, draw any conclusion you wish. I'm going to eat lunch today. I've big mirror, lots of good light in Scully's, so I was able to take a look what's happened to my body in the last 10 days. And I've been feeling great. My metabolism is working fine, and with the exception of that one odd morning, I feel wonderful. So the type 2 is not an issue, but I was a little concerned that it's clear that the COVID puffiness, puffy COVID, was starting to leave my body, and I was starting to get some shape back. So I think it's really important that I stop skipping my lunch day, which has happened repeatedly where I just eat once. I've been doing one a day for a while. But today I'm going to eat lunch. Jennifer packed me some oatmeal. And I got to tell you, I cold soaked that oatmeal last night with some dried apples in it. And it was glorious. I apologize for the language. I hope you understand. So that's going to be part of the lunch. And then I think, we'll see what else. I really, really worked hard on lightening the load. I carried all the food I needed for the next 3 days into Scully's, where I was getting a box. I mean, it was insane. So my friend Pat, I sent him home with just a box full of food, and hopefully now I've got it under control. And it'd be nice to be walking into Mesik with nothing in my bag to eat, because I just can't afford the wait. I'm an old fella. The green is long and thin. The decided slope back towards the tee on this par 3 at Blacksmith Bayou. We're here before the greenskeepers have been out today. Yeah, I'm under the apple tree and it's really hard not to eat it. That was a nice walk. Came over High Bridge access up in Manistee for the first time. It's beautiful. Got some photos. I didn't go down into the site because there were people there and I was walking. Climbed up the ridge the other side, and now we'll double back on the trail to the river again and start following it along the north side of the river. It's 12:30, so I've been on the road about 3.5 hours. I'd like to keep going a little bit. I'm about 4 miles from Sawdust Hole, where I was considering stopping for the day. Because I really feel like it's a transition day. Been walking mostly in the woods, and I've felt my body becoming harder. There's some COVID puffy leaves. Becoming stronger. Leaner and stronger. And we're definitely moving into a period of water here as we walk along the Manistee River for days. So I'm thinking more of how I need to move with the flow, which I think means letting go of my plans and detailing, nuts and bolts. Instead walking and seeing where I end up, seeing what happens along the way. So a good windy day to blow away the first part of my walk as I enter into the second part. Wind and leaf. You decipher it. You know, I won't lie, last couple miles really kicked my ass. Walking into Sawdust Hole campground right now, for a little bit here, or hopefully they'll have a site for me. But getting here was this great walk all day long, and then along the Manistee you break out into the field, and you walk along the river for a couple miles. And got very hot at that point, but I had the umbrella up and I was surviving. Came to where this giant oak had fallen over the trail, and it was unclimbable. Maybe a kid could do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even begin to do it. So I had to bushwhack either away from the river or towards the river. The river seemed like it was far enough away that it wouldn't matter, but indeed, once I got into it, it was a mess. And getting back up was extremely difficult. Finally managed. I didn't perish, but it took a lot of strength. A lot of my reserved energies are gone. So anyways, hoping to find a campsite here. I think I will walk right into the river if that's allowable. Tucked in. It was a good day. Really tired after that last thing, but when I pulled into the campground, I took care of business right away. Like it was a job. I set up the tent, went and got water, filtered out a liter or two, and anyways, and then I hung the bear bag, or actually I hung the rope for the bear bag and ate dinner, and then hung the bear bag and cleaned up everything, dried off some clothes. Even got a good pitch on the tent, so I'm getting there. And who knows? Maybe it won't be a catastrophe when I'm often disperse camping for a week or two, headed towards north of Kalkaska. We'll see. Be afraid, be very